Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, has declared that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday and urged his followers to mobilize on the streets. The announcement, which became known on Saturday, was not verified by his legal team. They clarified that they had not been informed by the judicial authorities and that the suppositions were solely based on accounts from certain regional media outlets. Federal prosecutors are currently searching for evidence of crimes committed by Donald Trump, both prior to and during his presidency. Some sources suggest that an indictment may be completed as early as next week. Should the charges be brought forward, it would mark the initial instance of a criminal case being pursued against a past president of the United States. Over the last 5 years, prosecutors in the state of New York have been looking into accusations that Donald Trump made illicit payments to former adult film actress Stormy Daniels. It concerns a payment of $130,000 that was made to the actress by Michael Cohen, Trump's former personal lawyer, in late October 2016, shortly before the presidential election, with the intention of keeping her from speaking publicly about a supposed extramarital relationship she had with Trump a decade ago. Trump has refuted the claims of the affair. Prosecutors are considering the possibility of filing charges against Donald Trump for altering the financial records of the Trump Organization in connection with the repayment of the funds to Michael Cohen, who alleged that he provided the funds to Stormy Daniels. This offense is considered a minor crime in New York. Meanwhile, Trump has made it clear that he will continue his campaign to become the Republican Party's nominee in the 2024 presidential election, even if he is impeached. Previous efforts to bring him to justice, including 2 congressional impeachment trials, the investigation into Russian intervention, and raids on his Mar-a-Lago, Florida house have helped boost his popularity among his followers, so an accusation of this type could have a similar effect. Although it remains unclear whether he will be formally charged this week and what specific charges he might face, he has already started anticipating the possibility of being arrested and has urged his supporters to gather in the streets on Tuesday. How's the investigation going? The prosecutors and District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office have requested that Trump appear before a grand jury that is investigating the matter. This request is a clear signal that investigators are close to deciding whether to indict a former president, as the law in New York requires potential defendants to be notified and to appear before a grand jury to assess the charges. The request strongly suggests that investigators are nearing a decision on whether to take the unprecedented action of indicting a former president. According to New York law, potential defendants must be informed and given the opportunity to appear before a grand jury to evaluate the charges. Michael Cohen was a key player in a covert financial transaction and is implicated in the investigation. He confessed to giving $130,000 to Daniels to avoid her publicly revealing her alleged affair with Trump shortly before the 2016 election. He also helped broker a $150,000 payment from the National Enquirer's editor to Karen McDougal to silence her allegations of having a 10-month affair with Trump. The former president denied having a relationship with McDougal. Cohen pleaded guilty to 8 counts, including 2 counts of campaign finance violations for arranging or making payments during the 2016 campaign, and received a 3-year prison sentence. Stephanie Clifford, who is also known as Daniels, expressed her willingness to be interviewed by prosecutors investigating the Trump Organization in 2021. Although she had not testified in the investigation yet, she mentioned that her lawyer has had contact with investigators in Manhattan and New York and has met with them on other issues. If asked to speak to investigators or a grand jury, Daniels said she would be happy to share everything she knows. Bragg's investigation has made progress in the past few months, leading up to this latest development. Recently, Trump's attorney had a meeting with the district attorney's office, and due to the increased grand jury activity, his legal team started getting worried about Bragg's intentions. There are potential risks and uncertainties associated with deciding to pursue charges against Trump, and even if charges are brought, a conviction cannot be guaranteed. For instance, Trump's legal team may argue that the alleged violation of campaign finance laws is not a felony. Elon Musk predicted a resounding victory for Donald Trump in 2024 if he is arrested next Tuesday. In light of the situation, Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla, SpaceX, and recently Twitter, expressed his perspective on the matter, specifically regarding the potential implications of Trump's alleged arrest on the upcoming 2024 U.S. presidential elections. If this happens, Trump will be re-elected in a landslide victory, was the prediction-type message that Musk made through his Twitter account, responding to the announcement of the alleged arrest that would be made against the former president. Apparently, for the South African entrepreneur, the apprehension could cause a reaction in his popularity and, as seen before, in his support for his aspiration to reach the White House. On top of that, Elon Musk and Donald Trump share a common trait as influential figures within the conservative community on social media platforms. Their tweets are widely recognized and reposted by conservatives and Republicans, who view them as defenders against the perceived threat of woke ideology, which is seen as challenging their traditional values and pushing a new form of progressivism. Despite being two of the most prominent conservative figures on social media, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are actually rivals. This rivalry is due to Musk endorsing Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis as his preferred candidate for the 2024 presidential election. DeSantis, who is much younger than Trump at 44 years old, is viewed as a serious contender for the Republican primary and is seen as a potential threat to Trump's political ambitions.